On this episode, a drunk man jumps off a Royal Caribbean cruise. Crystal show starts right now. Let's get into it. All right, welcome listeners to another episode of the show. I am your host with the most, Chris Talks. All right, I hope you're having a good one because I'm definitely having a good one. All right, so let's get into our top story, which is a drunk man jumps off of a Royal Caribbean cruise in front of his family members who are horrified. Okay, wow, this is crazy. Yeah, that's bugged out.
Bruh.
All right, as always, I'm going to let Sarah, my AI, report the story, and then I'm going to give you my view and my opinion at the end. All right, so let's get into it.
A luxurious Caribbean cruise suddenly took a nightmarish turn late Thursday night on the Royal Caribbean ship Liberty of the Seas. Shortly after 4 a.m. on April 4, U.S. Coast Guard teams were summoned to help Liberty of the Seas with an emergency search and rescue after a guest went overboard. According to eyewitnesses, the victim did not fall accidentally, but jumped overboard in a seemingly spur-of-the-moment decision, right in front of his horrified family. Though the victim's identity has not been publicly shared, described him as a 20-year-old man, accompanied by his brother and father at the time of the accident. The Royal Caribbean ship was sailing between Cuba and Grand Anagua Island in the Bahamas when the 20-year-old suddenly, inexplicably, jumped overboard. Eyewitness Brian Sims, who had hung out with the victim moments before, described the incident to as insane and surreal. Quote, "I had hung out with him and his brother in the hot tub until 3:30. He was pretty drunk," said Sims. As they departed the hot tub, Sims said the man's brother and dad approached them. His dad, fussing at him for being drunk. When we got to them, he said to his dad, "I'll fix this right now," and he jumped out the window in front of us all. Sims told T. There was instant pandemonium as the ship's crew immediately commenced search and rescue efforts. The U.S. Coast Guard also arrived on the scene, and according to Royal Caribbean, they have since taken over the search, though there haven't been any promising updates yet. A spokesperson for the Coast Guard told the Daily Mail this morning that they still consider their mission a rescue operation. For the sake of the man, his horrified family, and the traumatized witnesses that night, we hope that the mission will be a successful one. Back to you, Chris.
All right, look, before I give my view and my opinion, if you like this content and want to hear more of it, you know what to do. Follow those links on your screen, hit that subscribe, that like button. Also, feel free to share and leave a comment. All right, so drop my bomb so I can get right into it. All right, this is the part of the show where I give you my view and my opinion, and I'm gonna just say this as plain as I could say it. That I'm gonna just say this guy was completely drunk. Just plain and clear. I just want to get that out the way. This guy was obviously just completely drunk. Now the question is this. The man was only 20 years old. Not even 21. Yeah, he was drinking on a cruise. Now I don't know what the laws are to see. Maybe you could drink when you're 20, but one, he shouldn't have been drinking. That's one. Okay. Two, and I don't mean this in no bad way, but the father was not wrong for what he did. The father was only trying to scold his son, and just set him straight. And his son just did something that was a little bit, crazy. You know what I mean? That's just like a little bit out there.
Wait, what?
A little bit overboard.
Bruh.
I'm not trying to be funny, but his son went overboard with it. You know what I mean? If you get what I'm saying. But I'm not trying to be funny. But let me drop a bell for this guy because we don't know if his body was found in it or not. So let's drop a bell just in case. All right, so for all my listeners, that's the bell that we drop for people who have passed away. In this case, we don't know if this man has passed away. I'm just assuming that probably has happened since this happened on like Thursday, and a couple of days past Thursday. You know what I'm saying? But let's applaud the Coast Guard real quick for responding so quickly, and the staff that was on the ship, applaud them for responding so quickly. But this situation, I mean, I don't know what to say. This boy was obviously, like it says, he was drunk. And it could have been off. He could have been taking some other things,
Bruh.
I don't know. But apparently he was drunk enough to just go like, yo, Dad, you're getting on my nerves. Like you and get, and I'm the out of here. And that's what happened. To me, that's what happened. He was in some type of drunken rage, but I don't think the father did anything wrong. He was just trying to, scold his son because his son was probably getting out of hand. So witnesses said that he was type loud. So, I mean, maybe he was doing something that just was too much. And then his father walked over there and tried to be like, hey, listen, son, you're drunk. You need to go, da-da-da-da, sit down, da-da-da. I mean, to all my listeners, how many of us has done that with one of our family members, our friends, who were drinkers? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we don't know. He could have been an alcoholic.
Bruh.
Yeah, they do exist at such a young age, but we don't know the situation. But maybe he just drunk too much. Maybe he just drunk too much. But I don't think the father was wrong. Now, the brother, on the other hand, I think in this situation, maybe he should have been, I don't know, was this the younger brother? I don't think it was the younger brother. Was it a younger brother? Yeah, it was a younger brother. But anyway, I think maybe he should have probably got his father earlier. I'm not saying he did anything wrong because I don't blame him for the situation either. I'm just saying there were maybe there were some steps that he could have taken different, seeing that his brother was getting intoxicated and further intoxicated. And you know how some people be when they get intoxicated, they get loud.
Bruh.
Very loud. So we don't know at what level of erotic behavior that this man was doing. I don't know. I mean, that's really all I can say about it. I mean, that to me, that's all that I can say about it. But incidents like this on ships, to me, I don't know how common they are, but I know incidents like this on cruise ships do happen. There have been so many incidents on local news and world news to where people have fell off of ships or been thrown off of ships, and in some cases jumped off of ships. Like
Bruh.
I don't, for whatever reason, I don't understand. I don't know, unless you're like, I mean, unless you're like some license or like, I mean, I can understand an adrenaline junkie like probably doing it, maybe. But other than that, I don't. Me myself personally, I don't see and understand why you would do that. So, real quick, what I want to drop is sign with that what is this called? The Cruise Line International Association. Okay, so I just want to give y'all what they a little point that they made or what they said on this situation. All right, just hit it and let's get to it.
Going overboard on a cruise ship is rare. Modern cruise ships are equipped with preventative features like high railings that make simply falling overboard high impossible without standing on furniture or climbing the railings. Sadly, when passengers do go overboard, it's often, though not always, intentional, be it a suicide attempt, a drunken dare, or, as in the case of the incident on Liberty of the Seas, an inexplicable impulse decision. Tragically, even when the crew immediately begins search and rescue efforts, the victim's likelihood of survival is not good. According to statistics from Cruise Lines International Association, there were 212 overboard incidents between 2009-2019, an average of about 19 incidents per year. Of these, only 48, or 28.2%, resulted in a successful rescue. Time and tide are literally working against rescuers, and it's incredibly difficult to spot a single person in a vast sea, especially at night, which is often when these incidents happen. Luckily, there is hope. According to Business Insider, of 9 overboard incident victims in 2023, 2 were rescued, and both were Royal Caribbean passengers. The odds are not good. But that doesn't mean that everyone on the ship, including guests, who will often search from their own balconies as well, doesn't do their utmost to locate them in time. Against the odds, we hold out hope that luck will prevail in this story, too.
All right, so that was a report from the CLIA, which stands for Cruise Line International Associations. All right, so let's give them a round of applause for their statistics and diagnostics of the situation. Now, like I said before, it is kind of crazy. Like me, I don't understand why people do it, but they just kind of explain to you why people do it. Attempted suicide, a drunken dare. Well, yeah, that's about it. Yeah, a drunken dare. Or some people just randomly, like in this situation, jump off, which is bugged out. But I'm telling you right now, you cannot dare me to jump off no cruise ship.
Bruh.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's not gonna fucking happen. It's not gonna happen. I'm not jumping off no cruise. Have you ever seen the propeller of a cruise ship? Like these massive ships. Some of these ships are like 100 feet, 50 feet
Bruh.
long, and they weigh tons.
Bruh.
The propellers weigh tons.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they have a lot of propellers. Some of them have 2, some of them have 4. I'm just letting y'all know. I got a side hustler over here.
Bruh.
We ain't gonna mention no names.
Bruh.
But yeah, some of them have 4, some of them have 2. It depends on the size of the ship. But just the propellers themselves, they weigh tons that power cruise ships. Now, you see the size of this cruise ship. This is not no little cruise ship. It's a big one. So jumping off of it because you're intoxicated and because your parent tried to scold you. I mean, come on. That's crazy. What did this guy think he was jumping into, like a pool? Like, it's the middle of the ocean. It's the middle of the ocean. But ladies and gentlemen, I would say this. I would say this, all my listeners, be aware of the company around you, even if it's your family member. If you see one of them getting intoxicated, too intoxicated, something like that, intervene in some way. The longer you wait, the more intoxicated that they're going to get. And in this case, he got intoxicated enough to jump off a ship.
Bruh.
I wouldn't have did it. Telling you right, you can't pay me enough to jump off a ship. The propellers are just they too big. They too big. I want to read one of the comments that somebody left because I really like this one. It says it's evident his intentions are very clear. Too bad his judgment was impaired. That's what I'm saying. The alcohol was the tool that impaired this man's judgment. Because I don't know. I think he was probably thought he was jumping into a pool. Like maybe there was a pool on the other side of this window.
Bruh.
I don't know what type of house they live in, but apparently that was enough for him to jump. I'm trying to process this. Christ be with the family. Christ be with him and the family. Yes, God be with him and his family because I'm trying to process this and I can't understand. Even in a dare, like I'm just saying, even in a dare,
Bruh.
it's a cruise ship.
Bruh.
Like I don't know what to say. It's
Wait, what?
It's like that's why I think this wasn't just alcohol. I don't think this was just alcohol. I think this was more than that. But I'm just saying, it's a cruise ship. I don't know how many of my listeners been on a cruise ship. Comment to this particular story if you've been on a cruise ship. I just want you to tell me how long it takes for you to just walk up to the ramp to get on the cruise ship.
Bruh.
And then how many floors is on the cruise ship?
Bruh.
Now I don't know. We're gonna try to edit the picture of this cruise ship. Okay, we're gonna try to put this cruise ship to edit the picture of this cruise ship. I'll try to find a picture of this cruise ship. You could probably find it yourself. Just you ain't even gotta find this one. Just think of a cruise ship. I'm sorry. Just think of a cruise ship. Think how big it is.
Bruh.
This is some type of stuff that happens with the mafia. This is like you gotta think like the average cruise ship and this time is like near or bigger than the Titanic was. And just think the size of those propellers. These things, they're sucked you. Man, listen. Whew. God be with them. Listen, that's my view. That's my opinion on this. Let me get up out of here. All right. Drop my horns, man. 'Cause Lord be with this person. Lord be with him. By the grace of God, he would have survived. You know what I'm saying? By the grace of God, he would have survived. Listen, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, all my listeners for tuning in. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me. I so appreciate that. Also, stay blessed and not stressed. Until next episode, you guys. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.